Welcome to Nana's Cooking Craft Corner. On this video I'll be making these mini notebooks. They are made from toilet paper rolls, and what you're going to have to do is just put it between two books and flatten them out, or I have these little crafting clips that I have them down. So we are set to go. We have it in half, and the next thing we're going to do is just cut it in half. And you're going to find the paper, whatever designer paper, whatever kind of paper you want to use, but on this one I thought they'd be really cool using eco-friendly paper. So I have some eco-friendly paper that was made, and I like the design of this. So whatever way you want the design to be on your front cover, just look at the paper, and I think I'm going to go, I would like this side, so I'm going to flip it over here, and I'm going to glue that on to that. So I'm using crafting glue for this, and because I want a nice bond to the paper, so I'm going to put it all over, and I'm just going to flip it where I want, it's right in here somewhere. So I am going to use my bone folder. I'm going to press this down everywhere. Give it a good burnish, and I flip it over. Burnish it both sides. Now I'm going to let this dry for a little bit before I put the other side. So we're going to do the front cover and the inside part. Okay, so the next thing, when it's partially dry, I'm going to cut this off, trim around the edges. And I'll save all this extra for tags and everything else. I won't waste any of this paper. Alright, and trim this. Okay, so then pick your other side that you can put it on, which I have right here. So I'm going to put glue down on this side. Give it a good burnish. Alright, we'll let that sit for a second. So actually, when this is drying, I'm going to put this aside. I'm going to show you, I already cut some of it. So I had the little notebook and I measured the size. You can actually measure the whole size, or I just went with these, I just folded them in half, and then I inserted the paper and then I cut around them, and that's what I'm going to do this time. So I take an 8.5 by, an 8 by 11. Fold it up in half and then fold it again over like this way. Now you could measure each one so you won't waste as much paper as I'm doing. These are all papers that I had coffee stained because I like the look of it. And then I just basically took the first one I took from the book, and we will probably trim it down. And I come in here and I just, right here you'll have an instant 4 sheets. Now this book, you can probably put more, but I noticed that I made about 20 sheets. But I didn't want it to be too bulky because they are tiny, and if you put too many, they'll become too bulky to close. And I didn't want to really put a closure on these ones. So I'll find the center, put it like this, and then when the book is ready, I'm going to put it in and trim it more down. We're just waiting for it to dry, basically. We'll bring this back in. Alright, now it's not completely dry, it's still soft, but it's dry enough to cut. So I'm going to come up here and cut the other side, the inside paper off. If you find it's not totally attached, you just add glue after to the edges, because sometimes I noticed the edges were coming off a little bit. So we're going to go do that. It's better to not wait till it's overly dry Just wait till it's soft, dry. It's like stuck to the toilet paper roll, but soft because it'll be really easy to bend. So I'll find the center of this. Alright, and once I find the center, it looks good. Then I come back and I kind of trim everything down. Alright, so make sure it's all good. So I'll bring back in the paper. Now I think this paper is going to be too wide. See? So let's check the length of this. We will have to cut some of the paper down. So I'll just do a few at a time. And you could wait till the cover, if you're doing it, just wait till it dries and then measure the paper after you're done. Okay, this is not good. Let's try this. Looks like I did pretty good. A little more on this, just a little more in the front. Okay, and then we'll trim all the rest of the papers to match these ones. Take a few at a time. Like I said, though, you could go in and take a ruler, measure it exactly, but a lot of stuff I eyeball too. Depends on, I guess, how much time I have. Alright, let's do this last one. Yeah, about 10 sheets. Alright, so the next thing I'm going to commend it to do, we're going to hold this together. Like, make sure it fits good. And I'll double check. Okay. Take the center, and I just bring in a stapler. And I'm going to do one at the top. And let's see. It's nice in there. Yeah, looks good. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is just take a little bit of glue on the spine here. Don't put too much, and then just let it dry, but don't stick to the two sides. This here. Alright, make sure it's in there correctly. Come in the center. Just try to stick it down just in the center a little bit. But it's the two edges. You don't want these two edges stuck, so I keep an eye on that until it dries. Alright, let's see. Anyways, I'll move on to the next thing. We're going to let this sit for a bit and let it dry. Okay, so now it's fairly dry, and we're going to come along, and I'm going to ink the edges on this one. So I have my ink pad, and I'm going to come across and ink everything on here. I even come across, I like kind of inking the edges, so I'll come in and ink like the size of the paper a little bit. Okay, if there's something I don't like, I come along and trim it a little bit. Which you see right there. Let's get out this. And see, be careful of that. Just make sure you come back and glue it if you see it. They're made really good. So all you gotta do is make sure everything's glued down nice to the corners, and these should last for a while, these little journals, until you fill them up. Okay, so we'll take it from here. We're going to take this little thing. You'll see this on a previous video. You'll see this ephemera that I made on an earlier video if you want to put this on your book. Otherwise, you can decorate any way you'd like. I'm just going to glue in the base part of this. Right here. I used a different color. The other ones I used black. I thought this would be cute for a different color. So I'm going to glue the letters down. Now I'm going to show you something next that I thought was a cool idea. If you dry out, put 2 books with paper towel and dry them out, the leaves, they seem to look really good. And then I made sure they're really dry, and these leaves are, I put Mod Podge on them. And I'm going to show you something that I used them with in another journal. This over a bit. Make sure the E fits in here. Alright. This over, make sure the E fits on there. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Okay, so I want to show you another books because this will take a little bit of time to dry. So the other ones I did, and I will do this off camera, but all of them, I put leaves on the back of them, which these are my plants, my lemon trees that I have inside. I kind of put it between books, let it dry out, Mod Podged it. And so I'm using this on the back of these books right here with some diamond drills, and this one is pistachio nuts I used with some twine. And I just want to find the one I did. Okay, there's one I did that. Here we go. So I thought this was kind of cute too. I took a couple leaves and made a corner here just to put a tag in it out of the leaves. So any way you want to decorate it. But that's what I did. For these particular notebooks, I use the leaves and stuff. And I'm going to do other things where I use dried flowers and journals and books and stuff like that at a later date. So, and if you're interested in this, there is a video on here to show how to make this. I think it's a really cute thing because it pops out. And it's a little note. Like it's a little tag. I hope you enjoyed watching this video, and if you're new to my channel, please subscribe, and if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. All my crafting videos are released on Mondays, and my cooking videos are released on Wednesdays, and have a good day. Thanks so much.